What up guys? So today's video is going to be a little bit different to our normal vlogs. Nikki's wanting to take the week off from vlogging, and that's totally understandable. We all need a break sometimes, and I thought I would take this opportunity to make a video that I've been wanting to create for a while. It's a video about music, or specifically some of my favorite music. If you've been watching the vlogs for a while, you know that I'm really passionate about music, and good music in general is a real driving force behind our vlogs. So I just wanted to sit down today and just talk about some of my favorite songs and why they're my favorite songs, and I even put a mixtape together for you guys. So if you came here looking for one of our regular vlogs, I'm sorry, I won't be offended if you tune out now and come back for the next one. But if you're a music head like me, then hopefully you'll get something out of this video. The first song that I'm going to talk about is by the rapper Nas. Clearly Nas needs no introduction. He's one of the greatest MCs to ever live, specifically one of the greatest storytelling MCs to ever live. I've always loved listening to rap songs that have really intricate stories behind them, and Nas is one of those MCs that can do this like not many other MCs can. And the song I'm going to talk about today is one that's relatively slept on. I don't really hear a lot of people talking about it, but there's something about this song that I just always hit the replay when I'm listening to it. The thing that I really love about this song is when I'm listening to it, Nas is describing the restaurant that he's in and the food and, you know, the people in there, and as he's describing it, you close your eyes and you just can't help but picture every single thing that he's saying, and you sort of feel like you're inside of his world, which is just such an incredible thing to do with a song. And the story behind this track's really cool as well. It was actually produced by a 17-year-old producer named Seasick. He won the Red Bull Big Beats competition, and as his prize, he got to work on a track with Nas, and this amazing track came out of that collaboration. Next up, I want to talk about this song called Forest Whitaker by Brother Ali. For those of you who aren't familiar with who Brother Ali is, this is how you would probably perceive him purely on appearance. He's a little bit overweight, bald-headed guy, style, and he's also albino. But he's also one of the most positive rappers that you'll ever hear. Like, everything that comes out of his mouth is positive. He's the type of guy that isn't gonna let your shallowness affect his mood, or the person that he is, or the thoughts that come inside of his head, or the words that come outside of his mouth. And that's something that I really love about Brother Ali. And it's something that I really, really love about this song, and it's something so uplifting about this song. One of my favorite lines in this song is, "My wardrobe is jeans and faded shirts, a mixture of what I like and what I wear to work. I'm not mean and got a neck full of razor bumps. I'm not the classic profile of what the ladies want. You might think I'm depressed as can be, but when I look in the mirror, I see sexy ass me." I feel like that's a line that everybody can relate to, regardless of what your insecurities are. Me personally, I've always been a little bit insecure about my teeth. When I was younger, I never used to smile in photos. I really hated smiling. I felt that when I smiled, I looked ugly, so I'd avoid smiling. Until one day I realized, you know what, I'm not gonna let other people's shallow opinions or my insecurities literally and metaphorically rob me of my smile. So I just started smiling when I felt like smiling, and you know, I smile in photos now, and I feel so much better about myself and about life once I got over that. And I feel like this song really touches on that sort of thing. So that's why I really love this song. The next song that I want to talk about is by Sade, and it's called Baby Father. I first discovered Sade a very long time ago when I was going through a pretty rough stage of my life, and I stumbled across the song King of Sorrow. And the pain in her voice and the lyrics to that song just really resonated within me. You know, I still love that song to this day, but now for very different reasons. I love it because it reminds me of how I once felt and how much better I feel now. And it also reminds me of how I was able to pull myself out of that situation. The song that I want to talk about today though is a much more positive song, and it's a song called Baby Father that she wrote for her daughter Isla. And it's such a beautiful track. It tells the story of the love that she had for the father of her daughter that then grew into what became Isla. And it's this beautiful story about how the father's love for the daughter is the most courageous thing in the world. She actually has her daughter, who was only 14 at the time, singing backup vocals, and she sings in the background, "Your daddy love come with the lifetime guarantee." I probably just butchered that from the way that I sang it, but there's just something so beautiful about how she got her daughter involved in this song for a father. And now that I'm a father, I can only imagine what it would feel like to have my daughter on a song like this about my love for her. It's just, it's such a beautiful, uplifting song, and that's why I had to put it on this mixtape. The next song that I want to talk about is "No One Will" by a singer named Cody Chesnutt. Now, when I first heard Cody Chesnutt's album, The Headphone Masterpiece, I really didn't know what to think of it. I thought it was crap, to be completely honest. I listened to it, I thought, this is terrible. It's so unpolished. The songs don't really go with one another. They just sort of seem like they've been placed in completely random spots. The sound is just so unpolished. It sounds like it's been recorded in a bunch of different studios, or some of it even sounds like it's been maybe recorded at his grandma's house on her tape deck with a karaoke mic. But the odd thing is, even though when I first heard this album, I just thought it was just, okay, crap's probably a bit harsh, but I didn't think it was good. But there was something that just kept drawing me back to it. I kept listening to it again and listening to it again. And then I soon realized that all these things that I initially really disliked about this album became the things that I really loved about it. The unpolished feel just made it feel really honest and real. It just sounded like he was a real musician who didn't have $1 million budget behind him. He was just singing for the love of singing. He was expressing himself for the love of expressing himself, and everything that he said didn't necessarily correlate with everything that he said on another song, but that's real life. That's how real people are. We think a little bit differently one day to how we do another day. Like, we can be mad one day, we can be in a really happy mood the next day. That's just real life. And that's something that I really love about this album in general, that it's real life. It really has its ups and downs. And the standout track for me is a song called "No One Will," and to me it's one of the most beautiful love songs that I've ever heard. It's just so real and raw, and you can tell that it was really written about somebody. There's a line in this song that I just really love, and it goes, "Maybe I'm insane, but don't you hold it against me, girl, cause I'm a lunatic with conviction." And I hear that line, I'm like, that is so dope because it's so real. It describes love, especially new love is like a madness when that person is all you can think about. All you want to do is please that person. It's a madness, but it's one that has conviction. It's one that has purpose. And yeah, I think this is just one of the greatest love songs that I've ever heard, and it always has been and always will be one of my favorites. I know it's a very slept on song, so I really hope you guys enjoy it just even half as much as I do. The next track that I want to talk about is by a rapper called Common Market, and it's not to be confused with the rapper Common. Common Market is completely different guy. That's Common. That's Common Market. Completely different. The first thing that you hear when you start listening to this track is this soulful, melodic piano tune that just infects you. It just gets into you, and automatically you know that there's going to be something deep on this track. You can't have a piano tune this good and mess it up with something whack. Like, Young Thug could not rap on this beat. That's all I'm saying. Baby, come on, let me... One of the things I really like about this guy is he's a white rapper who isn't coming across like he's trying to be something that he's not. He doesn't have that Iggy Azalea or Vanilla Ice type vibe. I mean, this guy's rapping about his life on the farm. He's rapping about farms. Somebody tells you you heard a rap song about life on the farm, automatically that sounds corny, but this guy's telling it with such realness and rawness, and he's spitting such truth behind what he's saying that you're sucked into what he's saying, and it suddenly becomes like as hip hop gets, because hip hop is about finding the truth within who you are and spitting it over a beat with conviction. And that's what this guy does, and that's why I just love this song, Her Wings by Mr. J Medeiros. This song is incredible. Mr. J Medeiros is a lyrical genius. He's one of the most slept on rappers in the game. He's one of those rappers, you can take his lyrics and just read them like poetry, and they blow you away, and every time you read them you find some new metaphor within them. And this song, I just love this song because I love the way that he describes his perfect woman, and he doesn't have to mention what she looks like. He describes this woman who is just so beautiful, but she doesn't even need physical beauty to be beautiful. She's just beautiful because she has this aura about her. Like the opening line, she walked like she got headphones, rocking Aretha, lady of life, the type I'd like to speak to. Like straight away, you're like, this is a woman who's got this walk, like she's got soul within her heart. Like when you hear Aretha, you think soul, you think she has this walk about her, she has soul. And he just goes on to describe this woman that obviously means so much to him, and it's his ideal woman, and it's the way a woman should be spoken about. A woman doesn't need to be spoken about in sexual terms in songs all the time. A woman doesn't have to be praised for her booty, for her beautiful looks. A woman can be praised in a beautiful song like this just for her aura, just for having that walk like she got headphones rocking Aretha. And that's why I had to include this song in this mixtape, because it's a song that says more the more you listen to it. Also, just for the record, Mr. J Medeiros is this guy right here. He was part of a group called the Percussions. I wish they would get back together. The Percussions was like a jazz infused hip hop group that stopped making music a while ago. Sorry guys, Louis wanted to be in the video, so Louis, you gonna be part of this music video? Alright, you tell him what's your favorite song? You let the dogs out? Ooh, yeah, that was a really bad stereotype, my bad. Yeah, all good. Alright, so next up, the song that I want to talk about is a song called A Baby Story by a rapper called Superstition. Superstition's a pretty slept on rapper. Not really a lot of people know about Sup, but he's one of the greatest storyteller rappers that I've ever come across. I first discovered Superstition when he was featured on the OK Player album. He did a song with producer Nikki called The Williams. Basically, the story behind this track is how him and his bills go way back to the point where he actually calls his bills William. That made me want to check out his back catalog, and then I came across this song, A Baby Story, and I don't really want to tell you guys too much about this song because it's one of those songs that you have to listen to the story and let it hit you, and when it hits you, it's like literally gonna hit you like a truck. Like, you'll get that pun when you listen to the song. It really tells a really good message about how we focus on material objects that in reality have no value, to the point where we neglect the things in our life that actually really hold value. So I really love this song. It's a song that's always been one of my favorites since I heard it. I love the message behind it. I love the way that he wrote it, the flow, the beat, the chorus. Everything about this track is just dope. Next up, I want to talk about a track by a good friend of mine. The song is called A Beautiful Mess. The artist's name is Novel. I discovered Novel like at least 10 years ago. Once again, I discovered him through okplayer.com. They did a feature on him. okplayer is the Roots website. And ever since, I've just really loved his style. I mean, he's a guy that can sing soul music, he can rap, he can sing R&B songs. He's won 6 Grammys writing songs for people like Lauryn Hill, India Arie. Like, there's literally nothing this dude can't do, and it actually frustrates me that I don't hear him on my radio, because I just feel like he's one of the most talented musicians out there, and it just baffles me how he hasn't blown up yet. And when I heard this track, this beautiful mess track that's off his new album that he just dropped, he just released 2 albums at the same time. They're on iTunes. I'm not just saying this because he's my boy. I'm saying this because they're dope albums. Go support him. He's an independent artist. Go buy the albums. You're gonna love them. But when I first heard this track, A Beautiful Mess, I just fell in love with it. It's a little bit more radio friendly than his normal music, but it's not so radio friendly that you would consider it pop. It's still got that novel rawness behind it. You know how when you listen to a song that you know is going to be a radio hit, you know it's going to be one of those songs that people are going to be talking about, and you can be like, yeah, you know what, I knew that song before it was cool. That's the sort of feeling you get when you listen to this song, because you know that sooner or later everybody's gonna find out about it. The next song I want to talk about is a song called Red by a fellow Melbourneian named Daniel Merriweather. So the first time I ever saw Daniel play was at a Apathy and Self-Titled show, and Daniel was a support act, and I remember seeing him on stage thinking this dude's style is just really dope. Back then he sounded really different. He was a lot more R&B, now he's a lot more soul. And later on that night, a fight broke out in the crowd, and I remember this one guy ducked a punch that was being thrown at him, and the punch nearly hit me in the face. I had to sort of like duck back to miss this punch, and the guy throwing the punch turned out to be Daniel Merriweather, and that's how I ended up meeting Daniel for the first time. Later on, he ended up apologizing and said that he was in a fight with somebody else and didn't mean to nearly hit me. And he actually turned out to be a really nice guy aside from that whole situation, and I've got to meet him on a few other occasions after that. I was even lucky enough to sit in on a studio session with him, Lloyd, and Australian rapper 360 a while ago as well, and I got to watch his whole songwriting process and watched him write a song and record it on the spot, which was just a really amazing experience. Being a Daniel Merriweather fan can be somewhat of a frustrating task, because throughout his whole career he's only dropped the one album, and that album was a straight up classic. It had a duet with Amy Winehouse on it, Wale was on it. For me, it's pretty hard to pick a favorite Merriweather song because I feel like they're all pretty good, but if I was to pick just one, it would probably be this song called Red. It's a ballad of love and heartbreak and frustration and mangled relationships, and I feel like it's one all of us at one stage in our life could relate to, and it's just a straight up incredible song. So Daniel, please, like, you've been sleeping for way too long. We really want to see some new stuff come out. The next song that I want to talk about is a song by a singer named Hagar. To be honest, I don't even know if that's how you pronounce her name. It's how I've always pronounced the name, but I could be completely wrong. But let's just go with Ayo for now, and the song's name is Neva Been. When I first heard this song and listened to the lyrics, I thought, this is the type of love that I want to feel one day, and I want somebody to feel for me one day. Love is such a precious thing. It's the most valuable thing that we can ever hold. It's something that no matter who you are, where you're from, what your background is, it's something that you will always need and desire to both give and receive. And when I hear this particular song, it just puts me in a really mushy place. I actually tried to convince Nikki to have this song as our first dance song at our wedding, but unfortunately our taste in music is a little bit different. She wasn't really feeling it, but I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys think about this song, and if you guys could have pictured this as our wedding song. The next song that I want to talk about is a song called Lucy by a guy called the Melman. Now, I recently just discovered the Melman when I was going through SoundCloud. Now, to find music to plan our vlogs, I spend hours and hours and hours every single week on websites like SoundCloud and all sorts of other websites, just trying to find really cool independent music that we can use on the vlogs. And through that search, I discovered this guy named the Melman. Now, this guy's style, I can't even really describe it. There's just something special and unique about it. Like, imagine neo soul and folk music got to drinking Grey Goose really late one night, one thing led to another, and they accidentally made a baby. That baby would have been Melman style. Like, I kind of feel like he's a cross between D'Angelo, Ben Harper, and Bob Dylan. That's kind of the feel that I get from him. Now, his standout song to me so far has been this song called Lucy, and it's just this really powerful ballad, and I feel like I can't even describe it. I feel like you're gonna love it. I love it, and hopefully you guys do too. So the last song that I'm gonna leave you with is a song called 99 Pounds. It's by a singer called Peebles, who was really big in the 70s. I love Anne. There's just something about her husky voice and the horns on the soundtracks to her songs. Oh man, there's just something, when I hear an Anne Peebles song come on, things get lit, man. Like, I just get happy. It also reminds me of a really good time in my life when Nikki and I were shopping for wedding venues. This song was just constantly playing in our car, and every time it would come on, we would be like, 99 pounds of natural goodness, yeah. 99 pounds. So, yeah, I know, I can't sing. I'm gonna stop killing your ears, but even just thinking about this song, I can't not sing along to it. It makes me happy. It puts me in a good mood. I miss the days where music was all about making you happy, putting a good feeling inside of your heart. Like, music nowadays is just so negative. It's all about money and sex, and just, it's not about love. It's not about just feeling happy for the sake of feeling happy. And that's what this song does to me when I hear it. It makes me just feel happy. And if you've made it this far in this video, I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around. I know this video is very different to what we normally put out. I'd really love to hear your honest feedback on what you think of these sort of videos. Would you like more of them, or was it really boring? Hopefully at least you like the mixtape that I gave you guys. And I'll see you next time with a regular vlog. Bye guys.